We do apologize for the sound issues there with WMACA. As he tries to sort that out, we will try to go back so that we get an understanding of where the process is right now. Let's go to the story now. Organizations against child abuse and gender-based violence are calling for a change on the term child pornography. Women and Men Against Child Abuse is spearheading the campaign, and organizations such as Action Society are rallying behind them. The groups believe the correct term to be used is child sexual abuse material, saying child pornography assumes consent from the child.
Calls for a revision in the use of the term child pornography in criminal law and in legislation are once again intensifying. Organizations believe it is time for the country to use the internationally recognized term child sexual abuse material.
Child pornography minimizes the harmful implications. So when we speak about minimizing the harmful implications, it carries a very neutral connotation, but it's also an act of grandiosity, eroticization. So it's not something that actually generates the feeling of a victim there.
The Films and Publication Act of 1996 defines child pornography as images depicting any person under the age of 18 years engaged in sexual conduct which amounts to sexual exploitation or degradation of children.
Pornography, if you look at the meaning of the word, it is something for adults. It is something for enticing sexual enjoyment or sexual excitement, and that should not at all be connected with children.
The substitution of the term should not only happen in law. According to Media Monitoring Africa, the organization says the media should also start being politically correct when reporting on crimes against children.
There's nothing that is stopping governments or the authorities or even media or stakeholders from adapting with the times and using the terms, especially now that we've recognized the gravity of the situation, the gravity of the acts, the fact that children are being sexually abused and exploited. We need to move with the times, and using the proper terminology, especially when it comes to crimes against children, is very crucial, especially if you're bringing attention to the issues that children are facing, but also if you want redress.
Women and Men Against Child Abuse is now reviving the campaign, which initially started in 2002.
Because how much more time do you need? So you can just have an idea of what had happened in the past 2 decades and more. Children are continuously being abused, and people are getting out scot-free, or with lighter sentences, because even the magistrates and the judges are actually, even if they feel strongly about this, but everything has got to go into law reform. So that is why this needs to be done in protection of our children, because as a country, we've been very complacent about this issue.
The South African Law Reform Commission also recommended to the Justice Department that the term child pornography should be substituted with the term child sexual abuse material.
The draft criminal law amendment bill in relation to children, pornography and child sexual abuse material recommends changing the terminology. This is in keeping with the evolution of the global discussion and the true nature of the crime. The draft proposal is receiving the attention of the department and will be submitted in line with its legislative program.
Despite years of calling for the substitution, the Justice Department says the draft proposal is scheduled to be introduced in Parliament only in 2026. Neria Hlagotsa, SABC News, Johannesburg.
AmaZulu King, Mrs. Zulukazwe is expected to hold an imbizo with Amakosi and Izinduna to discuss challenges facing the Itala Bank as well as the Ngonyama Trust. Earlier on, we did try to get hold of our reporter, Spearheaded. We had a little bit of technical challenge, but I understand we now have him back on the line. And Spearheaded, you were speaking to Reverend Buthelezi about what would be happening at the imbizo.
Indeed, Diabo. In fact, those who are going to be attending this particular imbizo have started, in fact, arriving here at Emashobeni Royal Palace in KwaNongoma. I'm just going to step out of the shot and give our viewers a sense of the current proceedings here at this